I just pick my nose. I hate when I do that. You have full control over whether or not you want to pick your nose. I'm really pale, okay? I put on a long sleeve shirt. I have leggings on. I try to hide how pale I am sometimes. It doesn't work, okay? And I also put a shit ton of bronzer on just now, just to like pretend. It didn't work, but it's fine. You're gonna have to just deal with pale me for a little bit, okay? I don't feel like tanning, and it's raining, so I can't even real tan. Yeah. Actually, I think it's hailing right now. I'm almost positive that it's hailing. When did this happen? It's monsoon season right now in Arizona, and me and Kayla were just talking about how we missed monsoon season because it just like rains 24/7, and now it's raining in Texas, so everyone just loves us. Nature queens of changing the weather. What the fuck? I'm reading more paranormal stories. I don't know.
How did you go from us talking about monsoons to it raining and then you saying nature loves us?
I said queens of changing the weather. I have more of your paranormal stories and I'm really excited to read them. Is that what I say? I think that's the saying. I don't know. Usually I say it more happy than that, but I just need to shut the fuck up. Also, I'm wearing my, okay, I hate you guys. I hate when you guys call me out for the stupid shit that I do. Actually, I need that in my life. So I said this was Houston's something. I think I said Houston. Yeah, I said Houston's Haunted Hollow. It's Huston. Like, it doesn't say Houston. So fuck you, whoever called me out for that. You were like, I love you, but that doesn't say Houston. And I was like, oh, I'm embarrassed because I called it Houston's and said it was in Houston. Now I don't even know where it is. So I don't even know if I can ever go here ever in my entire life because I can never leave the state of Texas. Are you fucked? It's gonna thunder. It adds to the spooky vibes of this video, I guess. Also, there's a dog next door that won't stop barking. My life is so hard sometimes. I'm also the most dramatic. Why do I complain about everything in my life? I need to stop that. Every time I complain, you have to unsub. And I'm gonna have no subscribers by like next week. Actually, don't do that. Oh no! Are you kidding? I'm gonna go get a soda. I'll be right back. Hey y'all. Ow, fuck. Whenever I do that, I always hurt myself. Honestly, we're just gonna... This is why people don't like you. Just kidding.
I'm so happy.
Okay, so we're just gonna use the thunder as like an aesthetic thing in this video. Like, it's gonna be like boom, and I'm gonna scream and you're gonna scream and we're all gonna scream, and that's fine. I have regular Coke today. Welcome to my channel. We're a mess here. What's new? Oh my god, are you kidding? Hello? Share it with your fucking coach?
Oh shit.
Wow.
I thought it said Kayla because I'm blind. You know, I'm 10 feet away from you and I couldn't even read.
Also, can I like what kind of possessed piece of shit is that?
Are you doing me? I'm in a movie.
I know, do you ever do that when you're like driving in a car and it's raining and you just like stare at the window and you're like... We're reading paranormal stories. I suck at being a YouTuber. What is happening? It's been 5 minutes. 5 minutes. It's not that bad. Honestly, I've done worse. It is pouring. Okay, so I have 4 stories saved and they're all pretty long, so hopefully this will be a longer video, even though I say that every fucking time and they always end up being 20 minutes, which honestly, it's a pretty long video, but like, are you fucking kidding me? It is pouring. So I was gonna say it's pouring so hard, as if pouring means anything else. Okay, it's raining really hard right now. The first story is from Raven and it says, girl, I can't even look at a board ever again. And I kind of skimmed all of these stories because I wanted to make sure. I'm gonna make a comment right now. I never talk about this in my videos, but I'm going to address it because a lot of you guys were commenting on my last video. I know that some of the stories that I get aren't real. Trust me, I know. I read through a lot, you guys, and some of them I'm just like, okay. I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and I know that crazy things do happen to people, and I really do believe that, like, even if somebody, I think they're making it up, I do think that's something that could possibly happen to somebody else. I got a story. I'm not gonna say what story. I'm not gonna say what video, even though I just said my last video. I got a story that resembles a lot of creepypasta stories, a lot of Reddit no sleep stories, movies. I actually hadn't read the story before the video. I read the beginning of the story and I thought it was really interesting, and then once I got to the end I was kind of like, ah, fuck, I don't know how much I believe this story, but again, I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and I didn't want to exclude the story, mainly because the video would have been a lot shorter. It was like a huge portion of the video, and I still think the story is interesting, and I know these are supposed to be real, or of course I know that because I created the series. These stories are supposed to be real, you guys, so if you're gonna send me stories, please just don't be making them up. It really ain't that deep. If you really want to get on my channel, there are other ways to do it, or if you really want me to mention you, there are other ways to be involved in my channel. I don't want fake stories. I usually read through them, like I usually skim through most of the story, and I can tell right away whether it just be like the whole plot or it be like the way that it's written. I don't fucking know. I can tell usually when they're fake, so I try to avoid those. Give me a break. Cut me some slack, you guys. I literally have like 4,000, 5,000 emails right now, and I thought it was interesting. And I'm sure that shit happens. I'm sure it has happened to somebody in this world. I'm sure it's happened to multiple people in this world. So I read it. Okay? I liked the story. And now we're gonna get into the stories for today. And that's the tea. Okay, I'm gonna read the story now. Okay, again, this is from Raven, and this one says, I can't look at the board ever again. It said, hey Courtney, my name's Raven, and I have a story to tell you. So late August, early September, my best friend Michaela and I were talking about going to a local club that lets college students in on Thursday nights. And we didn't want to go alone, so she had our friend Matthew see if he'd like to go along with us. Or we saw if our friend Matthew wanted to go along with us. He reads a message from my end, and I don't get a response. And the next day goes on, and Michaela and I were invited to go night swimming at our friend Andrew's house before he left to go out of town. We got done swimming, and he brought up how the past October of 2016, we played the Ouija board on Halloween night. Bad idea. I'm so sorry if you guys can hear that in the background, you guys. I'm not kidding. I've never seen it rain this hard ever here. I'm gonna keep talking about the rain this whole video. I'm shook. Actually, I kind of want to show you guys. I'm sorry that I'm like skipping the story. It just lightninged. You guys.
What's the word for that? Lightning just struck.
It lit. I don't fucking know.
It lit.
It lit. You guys actually can't tell how hard it's raining like whatsoever. No, but I know, but it doesn't matter. Like you just can't really tell how hard it's raining.
Can I knock the door open?
Yeah. Oh my damn. No fucking dead ass. Okay, I just got stuck on the door. Yeah, you guys really can't tell. For some reason, it like slows it down. Wow, we love drops of rain. Okay, I'm gonna keep filming. I'm so sorry. Okay, and Kayla's outside. I'm really bad at staying focused on one thing. Like I see the rain and I'm like, oh my god, it's raining. Who's ever seen that before? Kayla's on the balcony waving at me. That scares me. I hate thunder.
Really?
Like it freaks me out. I just don't like loud noise. I'm like a pussy when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna title this video, Courtney and Kayla freaking out about rain for 20 minutes. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. We're gonna get back to it. I promise I'll try not to talk about the rain. We played the Ouija board on Halloween night, bad idea, at his old house, and he hadn't touched one since. He asked if Michaela and I had, and we said yes on numerous occasions. And then he asked if we were willing to play that night, but we didn't have the board that we normally used. He had one that he had bought online, so we proceeded to go to his car, get it out, and play. You just like conveniently had the fucking Ouija board. At the time we played, I wasn't in a great state of mind, and I was fighting depression and anxiety really bad, but didn't think anything of it. We asked the board questions, and it slowly gave us answers. So we asked if the person we were talking to was good or bad, and it started getting really messed up. It started spelling out my name over and over again, Raven. And my friends asked what about me, and it spelled out bad. So Michaela asked what was bad about Raven, and it spelled out Zozo. We all looked at each other and got scared. Well, at the time I looked up, and where we were, there was a tree line, and from what I could see, it looked like someone was propped up on one of the trees and suddenly raised up and pointed like it was telling us to leave. Oh my god! 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 I just had a heart attack! I just had a heart attack! I've never jumped so much in my entire life because I'm already reading a terror farting. Oh my god, my heart can't handle that. I have tears in my eyes, you guys. That was the most terrifying shit that's ever happened to me. Okay, what the fuck? He was pointed like he was telling us to leave, so I told my friends we need to stop and we need to go right now. So we said goodbye and got in our cars and went our separate ways for the night. Then my friend Michaela told me to message my friend Matt on Snapchat to see if he for sure got my message from what? To see if he for sure got my message from the night before. I've literally messed that up 25 times, so we're just gonna leave it in. He messaged me back and was like, girl, I told you on the phone not even 20 minutes ago that I couldn't go because I had to work. So I told him I hadn't talked to him since I'd sent the first initial text earlier that day. He screenshot his call log and it showed that he had a call with me and talked to me. Well, it wasn't me, and the number he called wasn't mine. But he swears that it was me. It was my voice and everything. But I ended the call suddenly like something was going on. I continued to tell him that the number wasn't mine and he didn't talk to me. So not even 30 seconds later, he screenshots his call log again and says, please tell me that you just tried to call me. I said no, and I told him to send the number that was calling him, and he does. I go to look it up, and it says that the phone number does not exist on any phone records, and that started freaking us out more. I tried calling it, and it said the line was out of service and no longer available. This made us even more scared. So I actually call him this time, and we start freaking out even more, thinking hope, oh my fucking god, why can't I read? Like, why don't I know how to read? I'm 23 years old. So I actually call him this time and we start freaking out even more, thinking hopefully somebody was just playing a trick on us. As soon as I hang up the phone, the strange number tries calling me. I ignore it and let it go to voicemail. So about 5 minutes go by and nothing shows up on my voicemail, and I tell my friend Michaela, well, I guess it wasn't important because they didn't leave a message. As soon as those words come out of my mouth, a notification pops up on my phone that I had a voicemail from that number, and I check it and it's 57 seconds of nothing. The last couple seconds was one of my friend Matt's voice saying exactly what he had said to me on the phone minutes prior. Well, at least you weren't the one talking to it, and it goes off. Okay, this is actually terrifying. And I'm already scared because of the thunder, and I just feel like I'm gonna get kidnapped, and I don't know, someone's gonna start calling my phone or some shit. And Kayla, don't call my phone. I will fucking kill you. I don't even know if she's listening, but I will kill her. She has headphones in, we're good. My friends and I get back to her house and I have this really off feeling. So I say out loud, looking like an idiot, "You aren't welcome in this home, and we don't want any negative energy, so go away." Then I followed it with a prayer. So I told my friend Michaela that I wanted to try to use our board and talk to the spirit we usually do and see what all of that was about. So we get out our regular board and we asked the spirit if he was with us, and he said yes. We asked him if the person or thing that was calling and messing with us was bad, and it went to yes. So we told him that if whatever bad thing was still around, that we didn't want it there and that it wasn't welcome and it said gone. Wait, that's actually so crazy. I know my video hasn't gone out yet, but I filmed a Ouija board video and T literally did the same thing, and I had not read this story. Like, I skimmed through like the beginning of it just to make sure, but I hadn't read that. But T literally said the same thing, and you guys will see what I mean in that video. But she also spelled out gone. I'm not going to tell you for what reason, even though you can probably guess. But wait, that's actually fucking insane because it's literally the same thing. I'm so weirded out. So we sighed in relief because I couldn't take any more of that shit, and we asked why it followed us, and it spelled out my name and then mood. So we took that as me dealing with my depression and anxiety, that I shouldn't have been messing with the board. Well, we asked if we could say goodbye, and we did. So moral of the story is, if you have major anxiety and depression, be careful messing with the board because you might not get to talk to who you want to talk to. That's actually very true, because when I was like kind of going through a rough time, I think like through most of the time where like I actually couldn't use the board at all, like I got nothing to come through, my anxiety was really bad and my depression was kind of like, you know, back and forth. So I feel like, I mean, I agree 100%, it's very true. It could have been very dangerous if I did get through with something. I think it was mostly T being like, "You're not gonna use the board right now, we're just like not gonna answer, we're just gonna like leave it alone." Which, thank you, T, I appreciate you, buddy, you're the best. Well, that took me 20 minutes to read because I was busy paying attention to the rain instead of you guys. I'm sorry. Oh my god, these are all so fucking long, you guys. So this one's called "The Dead Guy Outside My Window," and this for what? This for Evania. I'm so sorry. I suck at saying things. I suck at pronouncing things. I think it's Evania. It's a really pretty name. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's a really pretty name. So around 2 years ago when I was 12, I used to live in this super chill and beautiful neighborhood in Florida. I don't know why I did that. I hate myself. Ever since we moved into that house, I've had a weird feeling, but always decided to brush it off. The house was very big and had very narrow hallways. I remember the first thing I noticed when I walked into the house was how cold and lonely it felt. Well, I'm a dumbass. The house hadn't been sold in like 10 fucking years, so that's probably where the lonely feeling came from. After settling in and unpacking the things in the house, I finally felt a little more comfortable. In my bedroom, I had a little window in the bathtub. Wait, in the bathtub? I think she means in the bathroom. It was way above my head and so small that a shoebox couldn't fit through it. I told my parents since the first day I took a shower in that house that I felt weird, but they told me not to worry because I just need to get used to it. Like, you know that feeling you get when you take a shower at a friend's house and you don't really know much about it and stuff like that? Well, that's how I felt. For some reason, I don't know, I only like being in my own place. Like, I don't really like sleeping other places. I don't like showering other places or like pooping other places. Actually, I can pretty much do that anywhere. Is that too much information? Whatever. After weeks of living in that house, one random normal day, I was taking a shower and felt a hand on my shoulder. I faced the opposite from the water, so the water's hitting my back, not my face. I think that's how most people shower. I would hope. I feel like you just like drown. Waterboarded. I sometimes felt a hand moving my hair and sometimes pulling it a little, but I always felt a hand on my shoulder. That's fucking terrifying. That was an everyday thing. After 4 days or so, I told my mom because before I thought it was just me being paranoid or something, but it can't be, to the point where I actually felt a real life fucking hand on my shoulder. After telling my mom, she said it was probably all the scary movies I'd been watching, but I hadn't watched one in over a year. After months of always feeling and now hearing somebody telling me to turn around in the shower while placing their hand on my shoulder, I just screamed at my mom and finally told her that I'm not imagining things and that there was something touching my shoulder and hair and talking to me. As expected, she told me to lay off the horror movies because my mom is scared of paranormal and ghost shit. I remember one night that I took a shower, I just turned around when the voice told me to, and there was nothing but a black, almost transparent body shaped like mine. It almost looked like it was behind the wall of the shower. This is fucked. I screamed so loud and told it to leave me alone. After that, a whole month passed and I didn't see, feel, or hear anything. But ever since we got to that house, my dog never ever went inside my bathroom. He was terrified of it and always growled and barked at it. Anyways, one night when I was going to sleep, I left one of my windows open. Not the window, but the curtains. And in my neighborhood, I totally forgot to mention that 3 to 4 blocks away from the house, there's an abandoned, creepy black house with a small circle attic window with a doll sitting in front of it. What the fuck? I remember walking in front of the house with my brother and having cops telling me to go back home and not to walk in front of the house again. This is important for later on in the story. Outside my window, I see a man wearing all black, blending in with the night, just sitting in the middle of the road. My camera's gonna stop recording. I was so fucking scared. My ass closed the fucking window and ran to my brother's room. I told him about the guy outside the window sitting on the street, so we went to my room and looked out of the window. I opened a little piece of my curtain and the man was still sitting in the street, and now he was just facing my house. He moved We keep looking at him at an angle where we can see him, but he can't see us. But the scary thing is, he's looking at my house and my window like he can see through it. The part where I was literally about to shit my pants was when he went to stand up. He never took his eyes off of my window. He starts walking super slowly towards my window, and at that part, I really lost my shit and ran to my parents' room. I would have ran there a long time ago. I was not ready to fucking die, so I did the smart thing, and I woke up my mom and dad. They ran to my room, and by the time they got there, the man wasn't there. He disappeared. My mom somewhat believed me, but she told me to go to sleep with my brother just in case I had another nightmare. Anyways, after that happening, I never felt any hand on my shoulder. I did sometimes see shadows of tall black figures around my house, but I had to just deal with it. Not saying I didn't always shit my pants or scream in my head when I saw the black figure, but what can you do? So after moving out of that house after a year because of my family, not the things happening to me, I decided to research about the creepy black house. It never crossed my mind to do that, but I remembered how weird the cop was acting. I googled it and found out that a fucking man used to live in that house and talk to demons and shit. He was very into that stuff. He used to talk to girl dolls and toys. He used to talk to them because he never had a wife or kids and found the dolls almost like a family. I'm done. I'm done with the world. It doesn't say how he died or why, but it does also say that he had a lot of problems with stalking girls or something. When I found this out, I freaked the fuck out. I now knew what the shoulder and window was about, kind of. Anyways, I've tried for so many months and weeks to find the article again, and I've also been putting the address of the house online, and I swear that I could not find a single fucking article about it. I don't know why, but it's so weird. Oh shit, she sent me 2 stories. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna read 3 of them then, and I'm gonna save 1 for the next video. Sorry about it. I'm not actually sorry about it. So her other story says the evil spirit in the Ouija board. Oh my god, all of these are Ouija board related. Queens of Ouija boards. She said, I do have another story. It has to do with the one time I played a Ouija board. So when I was in 6th grade, my friend had an awesome idea of bringing a Ouija board to school. They should not be allowed at schools. They should not be allowed at schools. Mind you, this story is during the same time I lived in that creepy haunted house. She said she wanted to talk to some spirits. It was a free day in school and we had a sub, so we got away with it. The sub didn't see anything. We played in the back of the class and started reading the rules that we searched up on our phones. We all promised not to move it. We all crossed our hearts and sweared on our lives. We really wanted it to work. After promising and shit, we started to play. At first nothing happened and people got mad at one of my friends for scaring everybody when her hand twitched because of how scared she was. Anyways, after 15 minutes of nothing, it started to move. We were all dead silent and staring at the shit like there was nothing else in the room. Also, sorry if you can hear Kayla crunching her chips very loudly, dickhead. I felt a cold feeling in my hands and a force moving the planchette. We all took turns asking questions like what's your name, how old are you, and stuff like that. You know, basic questions. After a while of getting to know the spirit, sorry it was 2 years ago, I don't really remember the name anymore, that's fine. The spirit, who was a girl, told us that she wouldn't lie to us. We asked if she was trying to hurt any of us and if she was a bad spirit. She said yes and yes. So we all freaked out about that part. We all wanted to say goodbye, but something made us stay and play. We kept asking questions about how she was gonna hurt us or how she died, because she said she didn't mind being asked that. She said she decided to kill herself after being abused. There were 6 of us playing. One of the girls asked her if she can show something physical so that we could tell if she was really real. And I swear on everything that my friend that was asking that question leaned a little closer to the board. Oh my phone just crashed. Awesome. And I swear on everything that my friend that was asking that question leaned a little bit closer to the board, and I kid you not, the planchette fucking pointed at her, and really quickly too. There was no way all of us would have been able to plan a prank like that because we were literally all in front of her and there was no way she would miss that. But the spirit turned the pointy part of the planchette and pointed it towards her, and she freaked out. I would too. I started taking over and asking if pointing a planchette was the only thing she can do and move. She said no. I asked her if she can show something physical and not just on the board. She spelled out, of course. So after 10 minutes of nothing, after she said of course, we all got kind of mad, but we waited patiently. Finally, the bells rung, but we stayed 3 extra minutes in that class just to say goodbye and all of that. And I swear on my fucking life that the chair I was sitting in, oh my god, I can't, I don't want to, I swear on my life that the chair I was sitting in just leaned itself back and threw me off the fucking chair. I started crying. I was so scared. My friend started crying as well, and we all said goodbye so fast. Ever since that day, I've not played with a Ouija board, but I've been dying to for so long. How? I would never, if I got thrown off a chair, I would never, Anyway, sorry this was a little bit long. Hope you enjoyed them. Love you. I did enjoy them, and I never mind long stories, so that's okay. Oh, and she linked her YouTube channel, so I'm gonna have that link down below. Go check her out. Well, she said she hasn't posted any videos, but she will soon. So now you better upload, because you have to, I don't fucking know. Okay, so this is the last story I'm gonna read. This is from Tristan, and this one says, demons have messed with me my whole life. Continue reading to see what I mean. My name's Tristan, and I'm almost 100% sure a demon, ghost, or some shit like that has been following me my whole life. When I was younger, I'd say around 2 or 3, my grandmother moved into a double-wide trailer, which is a trailer that's bigger than normal. I don't know. Yeah, no. I got you. But me, my sister, and my brother would always go outside and play. Well, one day my brother went outside without us and came running in the house screaming that he saw a man with his head cut off. I guess little kids do have crazy imaginations, but it still gives me chills to this day. Soon after, me and my dad and his wife moved to Louisiana. We moved into this huge long house. It was really creepy if you ask me. Me and my dad were in the living room one day alone because my whole family decided to leave us and go grocery shopping. While we were watching TV, we heard a baby crying. A couple months before this, my stepmom had just had my baby brother, so we didn't think it was crazy. My dad told me to go check on Easton, so I went back there and I about shit myself when I came to the realization that there was no baby in the crib. So I ran into the living room and I told my dad Easton wasn't here. He said he guessed it was one of the boys' TVs down the hall and asked me to turn them all off. Well, as I go into the rooms, none of their TVs are on. We kind of just forgot about it until we were sitting down with the TV off in the living room looking at old pictures when we heard the exact same baby crying as before. Knowing all of the TVs were off and there was no baby, we both got creeped out and decided to leave. We eventually moved out of the house when I was around 9. The next house was by far the fucking scariest. We lived there for a year and we had to get out. It was a 2-story, but there was only the master bedroom and a bathroom and one other small bedroom upstairs, and the rest of the house was downstairs. I had the most decent non-haunted room. The only thing that was weird about my room was my closet doors were both mirrors, and when I would leave for school they would be perfectly fine, and then I'd come home in the afternoon and they'd be hanging off the top thing like, oh my god, they'd be like off the track. It got to the point where I always had to leave one side open. My parents hated that house. All you would hear at night were footsteps up and down the stairs and a shadow of a man from the army. A few months before we moved out, my stepmom was walking down the hallway when she turned the corner and saw a huge shadow just standing in front of her. She froze and said it literally disappeared in front of her eyes. After this, we decided to start packing up. The last night we stayed in the house, everyone went to bed. My dad woke up to some noises and he woke up my stepmom, and literally something hit the bottom headboard of the bed so hard that it left holes in the wall behind their bed. They ran downstairs and slept in the family room. Me and my mama went up to their room to box up the rest of their stuff, and as we walked in, we saw a man in an army suit sitting in the chair next to us, smiling. I can't do this anymore, you guys. The thunder stopped though, on the plus side. Okay. I'm pretty sure we never went back for the rest of the boxes. When I turned 11, we moved to Mississippi. We lived in a pretty brick house. This is where I fuck shit up. My stepmom had this Ouija board, and of course, me being young and stupid got all of my friends over to play it. We thought we were so damn cute, we asked my stepmom to take a picture of us playing. In this picture, there was an odd shadow bent down over the board. At first, we thought it was my stepmom, but then we realized the way the shadow was and the way she was standing wasn't the same. Every time I would play, things would fall off my shelves and my bed would move, or my covers would fly off my bed. I eventually lost a planchette to it, so I've never played it again. I moved into a new house a few years later, and the septic tank that was outside my window caught on fire, which resulted in fire trucks and me having a panic attack and missing school that day. I was home alone because everyone left. Well, my house has always made weird noises and had a weird smell to it. Like I randomly get scents of hairspray out of nowhere. But this day, doors were opening and slamming shut. Shit, I could even hear cabinets being opened. I was so freaked out, I FaceTimed my mom to show, and she saw the entire thing. That's just a slightly creepy thing that happened. Slightly creepy? Okay, fuck off. One night during the summer of last year, we were all outside with flashlights because we kept seeing someone in the trees and hearing people talking and hearing a 4-wheeler ride around, but no matter what, we could never see it. We had finally had enough and decided to look. There were train tracks directly in front of my house, so we decided to sit on the tracks, one of us facing every direction, and we were just watching. I was facing to the right of the train tracks, looking down. I noticed the headlights of a 4-wheeler directly 5 feet in front of me, but get this, you couldn't hear the 4-wheeler for shit. Weird, right? Well, my dad was facing towards our house looking there. There was a bush in front of him, and we all heard somebody walking around in the bush, and we saw there was a shadow. So we all turned our flashlights and there was nobody there. That's the end of my story. It may not be scary, but in my opinion, I think it's fucking weird. Okay, it's terrifying. I don't know how you guys don't think any of that stuff is like traumatizing. I'd actually be dead. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys kill me every time. Like, I know I say that all the time, but like, I don't get it. If you guys have any other stories that you want to send me, I will have the email written down below. I don't even need any more stories at this point, but I also want to hear all the stories in the world. Anything that's ever happened to someone, I just want to know about it. I just hit my head. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh my god, that was disgusting. Oh, also, I'm pretty sure this is going up on a Thursday, so if you guys haven't noticed by now, I'm uploading more, or I'm gonna try to upload 4 times a week. I know I was barely doing 3, but like, we're just gonna leap up to 4. Why the fuck not? See ya.